Hello YouTube, it's your favorite Mexican here, bringing you guys today another video. As you read by the title, I have quite an interesting topic to discuss with you guys about what it is like growing up brown in white America. Now, don't get me wrong, guys, this is not a rant about how hard it is to be a different race. No, not at all. I just want to share some interesting life stories that have happened to me just because I am Mexican. In the background, I'm going to be playing some Black Ops 2. I do get a Relentless. Not that bad, not that great. Kind of good gameplay. Hope you guys enjoy. Anyways, back on topic. Growing up Mexican. Now, that is something very interesting. I'm so proud of my heritage, but growing up Mexican in the United States is something quite different. Especially when you're small and not everyone knows what the hell you're saying. No, not at all. I remember one time when I was in second grade, one of my friends invited me to his birthday party. I was so happy, I was so stoked, and especially when my parents said I could go, I was like, yes! Walking in there, when I got to the bowling alley where his party was held at, I walked in there, ran inside, and that's when it hit me. I was like, oh darn, I'm the only brown person here. And if you guys don't know what it felt like, imagine being a Cocoa Puff in an empty bowl of cereal with just milk. That's literally what it looked like. Not trying to be racist at all. But anyways, I go in there, I meet his mom, and his mom comes up to me and she's like, oh, hey, Jose. And in my head, I'm just like, that's not my name. And she's like, oh, I'm so sorry, Jorge. And I'm just like, no, that's not it either. She's like, Jesus. And I'm like, no, my name is Omar. And she's like, Omar? And I'm like, yeah. She's all like, oh, that's not Mexican at all. I'm like, yeah, it's a little unique. She's like, yeah. Like, in my head, I was like, what the fuck? Well, not necessarily since I was younger. I'm pretty sure I didn't say those kind of things. But in my head, I felt a little awkward. My friend just looked at me. He's like, don't mind my mom. She's just a little weird. So anyways, we continue and went to bowl. And that was that day. It was the first time I had actually ever experienced being a little, put out to the side because I'm not white. Anyways, nothing is, when you're Hispanic, you know, or at least everyone's been through this at least at one point in their life. When you're in class and the teacher calls out the roll and they do not know how to pronounce your name. Oh my God, does that frustrate me so bad. Especially since they'll sit there for at least 5 minutes trying to figure out how to pronounce your name correctly, and they'll ask you if they've said it correctly yet. And I don't know about you guys, but I don't like being the center of attention for that long, especially when everyone in class is just staring at me. And it made me feel really awkward, and the worst part is it happened through most of my life, even all the way through high school. In one class at least, it would always happen where one teacher would not know how to pronounce my last name, and it would just be horrible to the point I'm just like, I would just agree with whatever the hell they said. Even if they got my name completely wrong, I would just agree just for the fact that they didn't make me say it out loud correctly. Another story about what happened, I remember one time I went fishing, and I went fishing quite far away from the town I live in to an even smaller town, where I'm pretty sure no Hispanics live there, from what it seemed like, just because it was a really nice fishing spot that I had read online. And well, once I got there, I started fishing, everything went well. By the time I was heading home, I noticed my truck was running out of gas, so I stopped to the first gas station, the closest one I could find, and there was someone outside on a rocking chair sitting there. As soon as I pull up, he just gives me a death stare. He goes up to me, he said, what are you doing here, brown boy? And at that point, I was just like, oh fuck, where the hell did I just arrive? And I'm like, hey sir, do you guys sell gas here? He's like, not to you, I don't. And at that point, I was just like, oh, okay, thank you. And I drove off as fast as I can because I did not want to argue with that guy. If he was so upfront with me and telling me all those things, I did not want to see what else if I started discussing with him. So anyways, I drove to the next gas station, and these people are a little nicer. They're not as mean as this guy, but you still feel a little awkward out. As soon as I walked in there, all eyes were on me, as if I was about to assault the store and take everything they had. They all stared at me walking up to the register, they all stared at me walking out, and they stared at me pumping my gas, and they stared at me, I'm pretty sure, while I was driving away. I never went there again because I was like, I'm never fishing around there anymore. Another interesting story that happened to me was one time, you know how schools sometimes ask for food for teachers and tell them, hey, bring in tacos? Well, that's what I volunteered for. I was like, I'm going to bring some badass tacos de carne asada. If you don't know what that is, that's just beef tacos. And the problem was, my teachers expected tacos like Taco Bell. Some hard shell with lettuce, tomatoes, cheese, and everything. And me being the Mexican I am, I arrived there with some corn tortillas, some beef, some beef meat, made some tacos asada, all prepared in a bin, bringing them to them with salsas, and cilantro and onion pico de gallo for them to make them the way they want. They literally stared at it. They were like, "What is this?" Like if they've never seen an authentic taco before. I blame Taco Bell for this. They're saying that tacos look like hard shells. No, I'm sorry, that's not how tacos are. That's more like Americanized food. That is not how traditional tacos look. Tacos are made of corn tortillas with your meat choice, with cilantro and onions, or pico de gallo, and your salsas. That's what they're like. And when I brought them to school, everyone just stared at it like, "What the fuck is this?" Except the Mexicans. Obviously, they knew. It was like, "Hey, yeah, we can eat some tacos asada." They knew what was up. No one else did. That's the last time I ever volunteered to bring food to school, and the last time I ever volunteered for anything, because I did not like being sorted out like that. I did not want to be called out like that. I did not like people just staring at my food like it's weird. I didn't like that. I used to bring my lunch to school, and I used to bring tortas. And if you guys don't know what a torta is, it's like a giant hamburger. And my friends would all look like, "Oh, damn, where did you get that? Where did they sell that type of hamburger at?" I'm like, "That's not a hamburger, it's a torta." And they would always be like, "What the hell is a torta?" And I would have to explain to them what a torta was. And that's the last time I ever brought food to school. That's the last time I ever did anything like that. It really bothered me. It didn't bother me. It just made me feel awkward. And that's some of the interesting stories that have happened to me. Just because I am Hispanic growing up here in the United States, being brown, do have quite more stories, but I'm sorry we do not have the time to discuss them all. If you guys have interesting stories that have happened to you guys because you guys are a little different than everyone else, please share them below or send me a message and telling me about them. I would love to interact with you guys or understand what you guys have been through. Maybe we share the same stories, maybe we don't. Well, anyways, guys, thanks for hearing me out on this topic. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and see you guys next time.